Okay, Monday morning in the kingdom, and it's warm out here. No gloves for dramatic effect. Yes, all right, we woke up to -1, but feels like -5. Lies, lies. Yes, and that's new time. Yes, unreal. That's the stupidest thing I ever seen was change the time. I'll be 2 weeks, and same as the dogs. I went to bed last night at 9:30. Yes, I'm an old guy. Yeah, and I was kind of sober, too. All right, on the yo-yo scale, plus 30 degrees Fahrenheit, but feels like plus 23. Lies, lies, like my marriage. And the flags are frozen. See the Alaskan flag all bunched up? He's frozen. The Oklahoma flag was gotten wet when flat, so it's all stretched out there. Hopefully the sun will come out and melt it so the flags act natural. Unreal. So we're not hauling water today because it's like super slippery and warm. Unreal. I remember 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago when I arrived in this WHO-ville town. It was November 11th was -37 degrees. The hotel was open. We're sitting in the cafe shivering. Yes, I was in shock. Like, what the hell did I do? I came to the end of the world to freeze my ass off. Now, look at us. We're roasting. It's warm. The wood stoves are keeping everything warm. The hoe shack, walk in there, it's plus 20 degrees. The loader shed is warm. So I'm saving money because there's 8 heaters, 4 in each building at 1,000 watts each. So do the math real quickly. 8,000 watts, not running and drawing hydro off the meter. We're saving money because we're burning recycled wood in there. We have to clean it up. So instead of building a brush pile in the bush or burning those core boxes in a big pile to smoke out the town of WHO-ville, we're doing it, how would you say, slowly through the wood stove and getting heat. We're working effectively, efficiently. Oh, I can't spell that word. All right, so today we're going to mount some heaters. I just about made a mistake again for the first time in my life, but I'm a YouTube influencer. No, I'm not. That's the people who comment that make us smart. Yes, they are smart too, so we're all smart. Read the comments and learn. That's what I do. The computer makes me smart. Now, if I didn't have a computer and never bought one in 2003, I'd be sitting at the table of truth uptown at the coffee shop and listening to these people complain and whine about how their lives suck because they live in WHO-ville. Yes, and I'd come back to the kingdom and boo-hoo too. But no, I'm positive thinking. We're getting projects done. Yes, so when I'm done the intro and the me phone has a chance to warm up, I'll explain the mistake I just about made. Now, where were these people? The YouTube subscriber kingdom followers when I said I do. And then when I said I do again, they should have been there telling me. But I was so madly in love. Yes, because she promised to do bad things to me in the bedroom. Oh, well. But that's what we are, the learning channel. And we're getting subscribers slowly climbing up there. And we're getting the comments and interactions. That's what we want. Yes, because we're learning. We're all learning. All right, we better go. Here comes the boss, even on a Monday with the new time change. Unreal. Okay, we're outside. We just walked the dogs. I'm huffing and puffing. Yes, it was uphill both ways, like when my parents walked to school. So over here, I was going to put the heater in the service truck here to warm this welder up there because it was easier. And the original one is down here. The original one down there makes sense. Yes, makes sense. So we're going to have to mount that big heater down here. I'll walk around to here and we'll show you why. Okay, so here I'll back up a bit. I have to walk carefully at my age, it's slippery. So if the heater's up there, the antifreeze will come down here along, and guess what? That's the top of the rad right there, just above the headlights. All right, let's explain the antifreeze system. Okay, I'm on the other side of the yard here. These are the cats. Yes, the IH cats. Yes, now we offend everybody. Just like calling it a skidoo. All right, so back in the day, the 38 to 39 Chevy trucks didn't have a pressurized antifreeze system. It basically had something like the cats here. All right, the tarp strap holds the rad cap on because there's no pressure. Yes, I'm not talented enough to braze that on. Yes, braze it on. All right, so there's nothing holding it. The water gets warm, it goes around and around, and that's where it stays, okay? So that's the old style system of the 30s and very popular right into the 40s with the IH cats here. All right, let's go to the shop where it's warm because it's chilly out here when you don't have your Grinch gloves on. Okay, we're in the shop where it's warm, and I don't know what year they figured out in pressurizing the antifreeze coolant system because it worked better when it's pressurized. Yes, so I think it was the 50s, I think it was, because the 38 GMC outside has a 1957 261 motor, and it's pressurized. So we run all these aluminum rods, so one size fits all. Okay, so here's the rod, they're aluminum, and look at this spring-loaded cap because it builds up pressure. All right, so I don't know what the rating is on this. I think it's 11 pounds or something. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, so this thing will build up pressure like a steam cooker. Okay, so when it gets too warm and the antifreeze is expanding, right? Okay, so then it goes to the overflow tank over there. The old systems dump it out in the ground. So there's a happy medium on the antifreeze. You overfill it. When it expands, it dumps it on the ground. So that makes a mess in the new world, and the Swedish kid is not happy with you with red antifreeze on the ground. Oh, there is green antifreeze, but it's all gray to me. So when you buy these rods, they come with the overflow spout right there. And we buy this overflow tank from Sir Rodney. It's a Dorman, and in the instructions it says normal whatever here to here. So that has to be, how would you say, in relationship. So when the rod gets warm, the antifreeze goes up through the hose and into the tank. Then when it cools down, it is sucked back into here. All right, so that's the thing right there, the clincher right there. When it cools down, it sucks, even with this being higher than that sealant, right? That's the way it works. So now if we take and put, how would you say, the heater above the cab or up even with the cab, we have a lot of height difference. Okay, so the best way to explain the height difference is compare this heater here. Okay, I could say it holds half a gallon of antifreeze, and then somebody will say, is that US gallons or imperial gallons and stuff like that. So just like when we order a case of beer, you tell your buds to pick up a case of beer, it's a 24. Yeah, you get a 24 of beer. If you show up with a 6-pack, that's a poverty pack. You know, that's all the money you had. So let's say that this is a 5 gallons of antifreeze in this heater. Okay, so let's use that as a reference point, just like a 24 of beer. All right, so we take that heater with 5 gallons of, how'd you say, antifreeze up there. Okay, how much gravitational pull or atmospheric pressure, I'm starting to talk like Bill Nye, the science guy, will be pushing down onto here. So if the hoses went down along the frame and came into the heater here, guess what? There'll be enough to overflow here, okay? Because it'll go back into the rad. The rad won't be able to accept it, so it'll go into the overflow tank. And guess what? We just made a mess. Yes. So instead of doing it the hard way and wasting a bunch of antifreeze and finding out why it's all over the motor and all over the ground in the morning, we were able to do a YouTube video where people around the world correct my mistakes. I just wish they were there at my wedding to say, don't say I do, don't. Yes, where were they then? So let's correct the problem. We'll mount the heater low, and then we'll go on to the welding sleigh and figure that one out, because thought will be required there. Yes, thought will be required. All right, let's go have a morning coffee with a shot of vodka for victory, because we've been thinking and learning. That's what we are, the learning channel. Okay, just about lunchtime in the kingdom, and I've answered all the emails, comments, and everything, so I didn't get out here till 10:30 new time, 11:30 old time. I'm hungry now because it's what, 11:30 new time. All right, so I got on my plywood there, went underneath with the drill. There's cross members that go across for the box supports and everything like that. We want the heater hoses running on the inside of the frame because it only makes sense. But this little heater they had here had a little blow thing right there, so it'd keep your tools or lunch warm in this part here. So we based everything off the holes from there, and that little peekaboo hole there is lower than the rod over there. So that's the margin of things, because we don't use a tape measure in the kingdom. We live in the land of Dr. Seuss where nothing is straight. We create an illusion. All right, there's the puppies. They know I'm out here. Okay, so I got in here, drilled some holes up underneath from going up, All right, let's see if I can crawl in here. Could have done this in the summer. Oh wait, it would be hot in here and there'd be 101 mosquitoes. All right. So I have to figure out which way this heater goes. Okay, so everything is based on the antifreeze holes here. Okay, so I drilled a round hole and then squared it off. Yes, that's the way we do things. There's the original Bunsen burner heater holes there, which is on the outside of the frame. So there we are there, and I'm in between the two cross members that go across. So I lucked out. Yes, so the heater hoses will fit down there. This is the bracketry here that will weld on, and we'll make a piece go up the back and then support down. Yes, support down. So now we got lots of room. I think this will work. If not, we drill more holes. All right, let's go have some lunch. We'll burn it in the microwave this time.
Monday morning in WHO-ville is just after 9 a.m. and as you can see, there's not much of a wind this morning or a sun. It's hidden behind some clouds. It's actually supposed to snow again today, so let's head inside, let the dogs out and make breakfast, then I'll do weather. 9:30 and I'm just finishing up breakfast. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's -1 degree Celsius, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We even had the feels like on the bottom. Looks like it's going to be a nice day out there, a bit chilly. Now let's head inside, put some laundry on, get a fire going. Then at 1 p.m. I'll head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to today. 12 p.m. and I'm just getting ready to make lunch. Look at that. It is pretty slippery out here right now. I'm going to have fun going to the kingdom. Hopefully it's not that bad in the yard, but I've seen a couple vehicles sliding by. It is icy out there, so let's head inside, let the dogs out, and make lunch. 1 p.m. and I'm just finishing up lunch. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 1 degree Celsius, which is 33 degrees Fahrenheit. We even had the feels like on the bottom. Looks like it's going to be a cloudy day. The sun is trying to make an appearance, but maybe we'll get some snow later on. I was supposed to go to the kingdom right now, but I'm going to wait till 2 p.m. when mail is done. Then I'll head over and see what my dad's up to. Almost 2 p.m. and I just got the quad out. Now I'll head up and do mail, then go over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. Pretty sure we're just doing firewood and a few things around the yard because it is really slippery, so let's get going.
Okay, 2 o'clock in the kingdom, and we got this done. We changed the design big time, so we cut all those little pipes and everything like that didn't work out, but we took our angle irons and put them vertical, and we put this slope there for a brace, and we can also put some wire mesh on it to keep the, kids or debris from falling onto the heater cord. But this will work. It's either this or nothing. And of course, we used the Hobart Handler 100 for the welds. We were on 1 for victory, and about 25 because we're welding thin and thick. Yes, down here, that is thin, that is thick, and it turned out rather well. Plus, I buffed the crap out of this paint. That paint is like tar, it doesn't come off. So that turned out pretty good. And once we splash the paint on in a couple of years' time from now, it'll look pretty good. All right, let's go put the winter clothes on so we can go out and install it. And I think I heard the staff arriving.
Just after 2 p.m. and I made it to the kingdom. I was on my way to do mail and I seen the mail truck pull into WHO-ville, so I'll just do it in the morning when it's sorted. I also seen the MTS truck, but I don't think it's here for me because when I went around to find him, I could not find him. Now let's head down to the shop and see what my dad's up to. Down at the shop now, and it looks like we are putting in some heaters today. We had a couple heaters in storage, so we're going to put them to good use. One is going inside the 38, which my dad is working on right now. Then the other one will go on the welding sleigh. Now it's time to put this one up. Not sure if you can see it, it's just in behind the welder. I had to open up one of the doors here on the passenger side and reach in. I'm not sure if you can see the little hole there, but my dad had to go grab a smaller bolt. That way it doesn't stick out a bunch, and then I'll put these on and we can go to the other side. My dad was able to find a shorter bolt, as you can see. You can even see him in there. There's a little hole, so that's where I got my nuts and stuff from. Now I'll reach in and put the nut on, then we'll go to the other side, and that one will be fun because there's a drawer in there. On the driver's side, we ran into a bit of a problem. There's a shelf right here and a drawer that pulls out, and as you can see, the rollers are in the way of the one, and the top one, I'm not even sure if my phone can see it, but it is all the way back in the corner, so it's going to be pretty hard to reach. Just after 2:30, we ended up cutting off the bottom of the drawer. That way we could reach in and get the roller off so we can put the bolts in. It is okay. This wasn't really holding anything on, but if we have to, we can always bolt it back on after. Now my dad's able to reach in and get that last bolt off. We were able to get the roller out no problem. I'll pan around and show you. Right where the roller was sitting is where the bolt has to go, and then the other one is up above, so we should have no problem getting them in. Now I'll head on inside the box and put the nuts on. Almost 3 p.m. We're able to get the heater in no problem. My dad's just on the other side putting the roller back in, then the drawer can go on. Then we'll walk over to the welding sleigh and see what we have to do to get the heater on over there. Got the roller back on and the drawer in no problem. The piece that we cut off wasn't holding anything. As you can see here, it's just to keep it locked in, but it actually didn't lock anything. It still rolls, no problem. Now we'll clean up the mess here, close it all up, and head over to the welding sleigh. Over at the welding sleigh now, we are trying to figure out a way to get it to hang. So when we take it off the hooks, we can put it down to bleed out the system. So we're going to figure out a little hanging system, and I'll look up here, and my dad's measuring where we're going to be putting it. It should fit. 3 p.m. we're back in the shop. We're able to get measurements to figure out a hook system for the heater. Now my dad can do that tonight or at a later date, but now we'll head out and fill up the wagon and the wheelbarrow with some firewood. While my dad fills up the wheelbarrow and the wagon, I'll take the quad in behind the house and fill the 2 pails and the tote with some kindling for him out of the log trailer. Over at the log trailer now, and I'll pick through all the wood here and get some kindling. I don't want long, thick stuff, like, let's see if I can find some here. Kind of like this. I don't want stuff like that. I want things that are tiny like this for some good kindling and fire starter. Almost 3:30 and I was able to fill the 2 pails in the tub. Now I'll head back over to the shop and put this in the hose shack. I'm pretty sure 2 of them go in the hose shack, then the one goes in the shop for the wood stove. Then I'll see what else my dad's up to today. Back up at the hose shack, and I got the tubs put away. Now I'll head into the house and make some phone calls. I have to call MTS and see about my phone getting hooked up because they did call back on Friday, but it was too late in the day, so let's head inside. 4 p.m. and I just got off the phone with MTS. They don't seem to know anything. They actually sent somebody up here. That MTS truck I seen was actually for me, but it was the wrong MTS truck. I guess in my little tech support ticket that they had, it never said that I didn't have any phone lines, and when I asked them about it, they told me my phone is working right now and I can make phone calls and do all that. But how is that possible when my phone line is in the back lane from when the kids ripped it out about 5 years ago? I'm officially done in the kingdom, so I'll grab my dog treats and head on back into WHO-ville and do the weather at 5 p.m. Also, if I don't hear back from tech support within the 24 and 48 hour period, I have to call them again and go through this whole waiting thing all over again.
Okay, 4 o'clock new time, 5 o'clock old time. Let's have a drink because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That was a good song and back in the day. All right, so we got enough wood probably to last till Thursday. But if we scrimp and save and it stays warm like this, we could go to the weekend. It's hard to say. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that last Nessman, but that's the wood stove just rumbling away. All right, so I filled up the wagon and the wheelbarrow, and we brought in some root balls and some fresh greens. Yes, fresh greens to make it smell nice. Okay, the staff disappeared when I was cutting wood. I don't know where she went. She probably went to find Brad, the new hire Brad. All right, so I also gathered material to make the hanging heater for the welding sleigh. Yes, the hanging heater. Yes, I'm glad we have a YouTube channel so we can learn. Yes, yeah, we're learning because we were making mistakes in the past. Now we're doing it properly. Oh my, these lips need some vodka.
5 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 0 degrees Celsius, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We even had the feels like on the bottom. It's been pretty nice out there all day, and as you can see, it is starting to get dark already. So let's head inside, let the dogs out, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, 5:30 in the kingdom, and I got the second heater done for the welding sleigh. I went with the original design in case we end up bolting it onto a shelf or underneath a shelf. Okay, so we kept it with the same design. That way, if it's on a shelf, it's got the air movement in here. Ooh, hand and eye coordination. That's an air movement. So I think this will work out. We'll just have to make it hang for the test runs or whatever. Yeah, we'll hang it in the last 20 years like that. Also, too, is a good plan in taking this other heater out of the service box. I don't know if you can see it. There's a sawzall and a bunch of other junk in there. So I don't think the fan motor would work because everything is jammed in there. And we took out this little shelving unit that was in there. I don't know what it's for. Maybe we'll keep it for the new hire Brad to put his time cards in. You just slide the paper in there, or as an excuse why he wasn't at work yesterday. He'll fill this thing up right quickly. On frickin' real. But that's the new world today with the new hires. So today was a very successful day. We got these little things done. But we were organized and prepared. We have the shop ready for when it's this chilly willy, and we enjoy it. Okay, change the clocks back 1 hour and it feels like eternity. Like it's dark now. Before it wasn't dark when we were quitting and everything like that. But everything is ready for winter. Thor the plow truck has the plow back on, so he's no longer Thor the dump truck. We have everything close to plug-ins. I stocked up the stoves there. I don't know if we're recording this, but it's nice out here. Yeah, it's very nice. On freaking real. For November, we're supposed to be chilly willy and cold and freezy, lots of snow and nothing. Unreal. But that's okay. Let's scroll a bit more. And we got maybe haul some water tomorrow if it's a nicer day. But today was too slippery and too warm. All right, there we go with the shelves. Yes, the shelves. Well, someday we'll move them. And look at the flags. They're in their natural state of being limp and looking good. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, make a video. And yes, we're late for supper on the old time. Oh well. Talk to you later.